What's up everyone, Cody finally back here, this time bringing you guys some NASCAR 14 gameplay. The game released on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC on the 18th of February. Unlike previous iterations in the franchise, this game will be coming out in the UK sometime next month. Just to show you guys there, right in the opening cutscene, that, to be honest, was a guess when Richard Petty last won his championship, but I had a feeling it was probably sometime back in the 70s or 80s, so getting into it. Definitely a nice atmosphere here inside the race shop when you first actually go in. I honestly haven't played any of the NASCAR games since about NASCAR '08. At that point, they were still being developed by EA, who I think then later passed up on developing them after their '09 version. So you have Jeff Hammond here, who's actually a NASCAR commentator and a analysis, and it's cool that he actually does voiceover for the game, and he actually goes through every single individual option, as you're scrolling through things in the menu, and he just gives a brief description, kind of puts it in layman's terms of, general overview. Looking through the driving controls, it's pretty nice, pit controls, everything is down to the bumpers and, what you want, instead of flicking through menus and having to go through the D-pad and select all your settings, you just press one of the, either a bumper or a trigger to set what you want during the pit stops. I even noticed stuff like the brake bias, you can actually adjust that, and when you're actually in the race, you can go in and dial it in to like the 0.25% to the front and the rear. So this game definitely has some very sim-like elements. We'll see how that actually gets going once we get out on track here in a few minutes. But just going through the assists, I just wanted to go ahead and just turn everything off. I mean, the first race I wanted to show you guys, got the Daytona 500 coming up this weekend on Sunday. Always a big race over here, pretty much the biggest race in stock car by far every year. Only thing that really rivals it is a Brickyard 400. But yeah, just wanted to leave it on automatic only because I was going to be driving this on the controller. So and I honestly didn't remember what the gear up and gear down was when I looked through the settings. So now this is going to be just a brief little 1 minute sped up gameplay of me actually going through the paint scheme editor, and I'm just making a really quick Team VVV sort of livery, and it's nice. You can actually put the logos pretty much anywhere you want. You can color the shark fins and the spoiler and all individual colors, and I just decided to go with the black and the gold theme. And I picked 94 because my dad was actually a big Bill Elliott fan back in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, and he used to race the number 94 car for Ray Evenham. And on to a little bit more about the actual paint scheme editor itself. You can put up to 1,200 layers on each car. It's nice that they have plenty of gradients with stripes, flames, tribal stuff. You can pretty much put anything you want on the car. They even have sort of already pre-made flags that you can drop on the cars. So it's definitely something you can personalize and make your own. So while the paint goes ahead and finishes up here, I'm going to go over sort of one of the main talking points in this year's version of the game. Technics has been talking up this 16-player online league feature that they put into the multiplayer. It's definitely quite intriguing. It's something that only just recently got introduced into proper PC sims like iRacing. I honestly don't have experience with that, so I don't know how well it actually works. I assume it probably works pretty well. So it'll be definitely curious as to whether or not it works properly on this. I mean, I know that Technics has spent a lot of time on their PC versions, so I would imagine they probably have trialed it out on that one previously to bring it out on consoles. I know that there are a lot of American leagues, and I'm sure probably some international leagues out there that run the console NASCAR games and leagues, and this will definitely be a feature that I know a lot of people will probably use. So just going to go ahead and jump into a quick race here just to give you guys a bit of a taste of sort of what the game looks like, how it drives, and I'll talk you through the gameplay. Just going to do a quick 4-lap race, no tire wear, no fuel, but I will have cautions, black flags, and everything. I do like this little, I left that infield garage bit in there. I do like that sort of image. It would have been nice to have people sort of working on the car, reminiscent of the F1 games, but nevertheless, it's still a nice little atmosphere to actually be sort of sitting in the garage there in the infield.
We can do this. Gotta keep focused.
Straight away, spotter comes over. I don't know. Well, not sure if that's a spotter or the race engineer or the crew chief, but notice there's a lot of communication going on, always trying to almost give you a pep talk and trying to motivate you while you're racing. So even in a quick little 4-lap race like this, a lot of discussions going on the radio, besides just car high, car low, etc. So straight away you'll notice, I'm not sure if this is because I'm in sort of like my own manufactured car. I'm sitting here pretty much in the slipstream of the cars ahead, and I'm just losing the draft. And I have to admit, this is actually like the 3rd time I tried the race, because the first 2 tries, I lost the draft off the start. And to be fair, I don't think any of you want to watch me driving around Daytona by myself, watching the pack fly away. So I got a run there after the AI bottled up, and then I just got pushed into the wall by Regan Smith there. So a bit unfortunate. That would have been a huge crash in real life, but thankfully the AI didn't spin whenever I clipped his quarter panel. But because I lost the draft there, I lost some momentum. Yeah, I fell back a few positions. Now I've tried to stick it up the inside of him again. I shunted him up the track. Yet again, probably would have resulted in a huge crash, but thankfully the AI held on to it. So now I finally made it in front of this sort of backmarker pack. And as you'll see, when that hiccup happened here at turn 3 on the previous lap, that whole lead pack just, they just stretched it and they legged it, and they're completely gone. And effectively at this point, the AI, they will try to push you down the straights, and it kind of is a bit unnerving. As I came through the tri-oval here, Stenhouse behind me just sort of got on the back of my car, and the cars have this inherent desire to want to turn left anyways. So whenever he was like jacking up the back of my car there, you see in the rearview mirror, my car was wanting to pull quite significantly to the left. So I had to get used to that pretty quickly. And you'll notice I keep dropping the left side of my car below the yellow line. It's me just trying to get used to the cars always wanting to turn left. So during the corners, you really don't have to. You don't really have to turn on the analog stick too much. You'll see Regan Smith in the back of the shot there was actually getting quite a good push. I'm not sure who that was pushing him from behind, but it's nice to see that even though he did check up, it's nice to see something like that. Sort of the 2-car tandem's actually working. Looks like those two guys there got Allmendinger and Trevor Bain got sort of detached, and we just flew right past them, or at least I did. So now we're on to the final lap of the race here, and there's
He's charging.
I got Wise in front of me, and yeah, he's been hung out to dry, so I just decided to slingshot around him to the outside. Got past him pretty quickly, and then cut down in front to try to prevent Smith from pushing him back past me. So now at this point, 33rd. I've made up 10 positions, but unfortunately nowhere else, to go. The top 32 are effectively gone, and this would result in a very boring race. I'm honestly not sure, if this is down to car performance or what it is, but with the AI only on 80%, this is quite scary. I can't even imagine how difficult it would be. So until then, that's just a brief look, and there'll be more from me very soon.